So February has come to an end, and that means it's time to talk about the best and the worst of February. This month actually was a very nicely balanced month. You had some really good movies, you had some awful movies, and you had a lot of stuff that was just very mediocre and right there in the middle. So with all that said, let's go in to the worst right out of the gate. So I'm going to talk about 3 movies that were the worst. So my 2 runners up for the worst. One I saw just a couple days ago, Collide, a very bland, mediocre action movie that didn't know what it wanted to be, meandered around for like 45 minutes, and then it became this ultra fast-paced car chase movie, and all along the way just tried to be overly sentimental. Not good, just a very blah action movie. Second runner-up will be Rings, a horror movie that is not horrifying, does not have a good plot, good acting, and is kind of all over the place itself. And did not live up to the reputation and the memories of the original The Ring or the original Ringu. With that said, the worst movie of February was The Comedian. This is a comedy starring Robert De Niro, and it's not funny. I didn't laugh at it, and it kind of played into rom-com tropes, but it wasn't a rom-com. It's definitely not romantic because these characters are not likable, but has the tropes of it. And it's like a movie where you actually see Robert De Niro singing a song about, I go poopy, 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 you go. I mean, and it goes on for like 4 minutes. I mean, full-blown a song of him making poop jokes. Something I never wanted to see, I've now seen and scarred my brain. And there's some other stuff in there where the kind of plot goes with some of the messages that's just very off-putting to me. I did not like it at all. Now, what's not on this list, it probably would be in my worst of list, would be 50 Shades Darker. Without having seen it, only having read the synopsis and knowing about the series, I'll call it still the worst. Mostly because it's offensive to me as for just the basic nature of what it is, the type of relationship that it glorifies, romanticizes, and it tells a story that tries to normalize behavior that I don't think needs to be normalized. I don't think it needs to be fantasized about. It doesn't need to be this cute, kinky. I mean, it doesn't need to be any of that stuff. It's dangerous. It tells abuse victims that perhaps if they try hard enough, keep coming back, he will change, it will get better. That's dangerous. And even you go, well, it's not an abuse situation. He was abused and therefore he doesn't connect with people, so he does all this other stuff. That's not a person that you get in a relationship to fix them. They need to get help, and then they need to get into a relationship. You don't go into a relationship to fix a very broken person that has to use physical violence to have a sexual relationship because they can't have a normal relationship. You need help if you're like that. You don't be the innocent girl that joins in on it. Very disturbing to me that this is being popularized. Anyway, enough about that garbage and that filth. Let's move on to the best of the month. And we've got 3 great films right at the top of 3 different genres. So that's what kind of makes it a cool movie. If you're a kid, if you want a scary movie, if you want an action movie, we've got a great movie for you. My first runner-up for the movies you should go see that came out in February is Get Out, the one from Jordan Peele. From Key and Peele. He wrote it, he directed it, and it's like a horror comedy that's satire, that's a mystery and suspenseful, very clever, very entertaining. Certainly go see it while there's still going to be a big crowd with this one. It's definitely a crowd type of movie, especially because it's social commentary, and I mean, just especially when you're in a room with a diverse group of people like I was, it made for a very lively cinematic experience. I didn't necessarily rave about it as a movie. It's not one I think I'll watch at home a lot. Definitely a great theater experience. Second runner-up for the best of the month would be the Lego Batman movie. I took both my kids to go see it. It was a great fun time. Then I went to go see it a second time 2 days later with the Vega Bomber. Also a great fun time. Highly recommended. It's a movie for the family. It's a movie for Batman fans. And it's just like a wild, chaotic, fun ride. But the best movie of the month, the one that you need to go see to make sure it makes as much money as possible so that you send Hollywood a message. This is the type of movie we want. It's a sequel to an original franchise. It's not part of an adaptation or anything. It's just an original story. And that is John Wick Chapter 2. Keanu Reeves has firmly established himself as one of the greatest action stars of all time with the John Wick series, and that's already after he'd been in Point Break, would be something different. Point Break, Speed, the Matrix movies, and now he topped all of that with an original franchise, John Wick. Just a great continuation of the previous movie. upping all of the action, adding to the depth of the world building. All in all, a great action sequel. This is an example of how you do an action sequel right. Not a perfect movie, but a great, entertaining movie that I want you to go see. I don't just recommend it, I want you to go see it so it makes lots of money. Same with the Lego Batman movie, same with Get Out. Get Out, go see these movies because they're very well made, and 2 of them are original stories. That's what we want more of, and they're really good. Get Out has a 99% on Rotten Tomatoes, and the only negative that it has is from famous reviewer troll Armand White, and I actually tweeted about Armand White being the only person to give it a negative review. Apparently, Armand White spends time on Twitter searching for his name to see who's talking about him. I talked about him, and he actually liked the tweet I made about him. Anyway, those are my picks for the best and worst of February. How about you? Tell me your picks down below in the comment section. Let's have a great conversation. Was there anything I missed? Was there anything that you just absolutely wanted to get everybody to go out to see that I didn't mention? Go ahead and tell me in the comment section. If you're new to my channel and you never clicked that subscribe button, please consider clicking that subscribe button. I like to talk about the movie news during the work week, do 3 or 4 movie reviews a week, as well as a live show on Sundays. I'm also on Twitter and Facebook. You have a little bit of interaction with me. I'm pretty easy to access, and I do really want to talk movies with you. That's why I do this, and thank you for watching.